Special thanks to Patreon supporter DerekFrostWestbrook for making this video possible. Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Wolfy here bringing you another Minecraft Star Wars vehicle tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the TIE IN Interceptor. The TIE IN Interceptor, also known as the TIE Interceptor, was a type of TIE fighter used by the Galactic Empire, most notably during the Battle of Endor. The Interceptor was identifiable by the addition of 4 arrow-shaped panels tipped with laser cannons. The TIE IN Interceptor was a far deadlier opponent than the standard TIE IN Space Superiority Starfighter and featured 4 very recognizable pointed solar panels. These panels based on the bent wing configuration used by the prototype TIE Advance flown by Darth Vader. Were given a dagger-like design, which gave a TIE fighter pilot a wider field of vision. Lacking both shields and hyperdrive, it made up for its lack of defensive capabilities with a top speed of 1,250 kilometers per hour, owing to upgraded engines providing considerably improved maneuverability speed. In addition, 4 laser cannons on wingtips allowed for a far more firepower to overload the shields of enemy aircraft. With the Empire placing its elite pilots in the interceptor cockpits to maximize the craft's effectiveness, interceptors were ideally suited for their main function, chasing down and eliminating rebel starfighters. So yeah, a very interesting aircraft and very iconic one, to say the very least. It looks awesome. Absolutely love the TIE Interceptor. Probably my favorite TIE variant out of all of them. It kind of makes the most sense in my opinion, really. In terms of design and all that. So really do love the way it came out, and I think it looks pretty awesome. And it's been a while since we've done a Star Wars tutorial, so also nice to kind of come back and do another one for you guys. Anyways, I want to go and give a special thanks to Patreon supporter DerekFrostWestbrook for making this tutorial possible. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel more than you guys already do, feel free to check my Patreon page. Link is down in the description where you can go and pledge a small amount to the channel every month and earn a vehicle request of your choosing. It's completely optional, helps me out with the channel, and you also do earn a vehicle request of your choice depending on what tier you decide to go ahead and pledge to. Other than that, that's pretty much it for that, and let's go ahead and dive into taking a look at the TIE Fighter before we go and start the tutorial. So, starting off with, we have obviously the iconic daggers-typed wings here, solar panels with the quad turbo lasers here on the very tips of them. So pretty cool, lots of good detail in the design around the wings and all that stuff, and the joints that connect them up. In the middle here, we have obviously the pod where the pilot would be positioned, obviously sitting right here, and all the detail for the joints connecting up to the sides here and all that stuff. Overall, a lot of really good detail in this build, and I think it came out really awesome, and it's going to make obviously a really cool addition to any Star Wars map you guys got going on. Anyways, that's it for the overview for the TIE Interceptor. Let's go ahead and move into the tutorial by beginning with our first layer, layer number 1. Alright guys, go ahead and move it into our first layer. Be going ahead and starting with layer number 1. So for layer 1 to go ahead and get started, I want to go ahead and mention that if you guys are completely new to my tutorials, the way I'm going to be structuring this tutorial is half on camera, half off. What this means, we're going to be doing half the layer on camera and the other half is up to you guys to copy over to the other side. It's pretty straightforward, and once we kind of get through a little bit of the build itself, you'll kind of get the hang of it. It's pretty straightforward. But yeah, that's what we're going to be going ahead and doing, and we only have the in-flight version for it. I'm not exactly 100% sure how a TIE Interceptor actually sits landed, but we only have the in-flight version here, for those of you guys that are wondering. Anyways, for us to go ahead and get started here, we'll be going ahead and taking our polished andesite stairs. We're going to place down a polished upside down stair like this, followed by an upside down corner stair coming off of it toward the direction you want the front of the Interceptor facing, so we're going to have it facing that way. Coming off the corner stair, we're going to place down a polished andesite top slab like that after it. Once that's done, going back from the stair, we're going to place down 2 more polished andesite upside down stairs like that. So you have 3 normal polished andesite upside down stairs, a upside down corner stair, and a top slab like down the very end there. And then we can go ahead and go over, skip a space of 5, and go over and do the other side. So we have a space of 5 in between both sides here. This row over here is the same thing that we have over there on that side, so just go ahead and copy this row over, and again a space of 5 in between. Once that's all complete there, that is going to wrap up layer number 1. Let's go ahead and move into our next layer, layer number 2. Alright guys, moved on to our next layer, we have layer number 2. For layer 2 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to be going ahead and start off by placing down a lever that is going to go ahead and go on this upside down polished andesite stair here, flicked out to the side there, like so. Once that's done, we're going to be placing down a polished andesite full block coming off that lever out to the side. We then want to grab our nether brick stairs. We're going to place down 2 nether brick upside down stairs coming off both sides of this polished andesite block. So just like this, and then coming off toward the front here, we're going to place down a polished andesite upside down stair, followed by an upside down corner stair, and then a polished andesite top slab. On the rear here, we're going to go ahead and just place down a polished andesite upside down corner stair like that, coming off that nether brick stair. Also, on the bottom of this polished andesite block, we're going to place down a lever, flick it in so it's connected to this stair like so, and then coming off this polished andesite block to the side, we're going to place down a lever and have it flicked upwards as well, just like that. When that's all done there, you're going to obviously take away down the right side here, flip it over to the left side, and you'll have layer 2 all complete. That right there is it for layer 2. Let's go ahead and move on to our next layer, layer number 3. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 3. For layer 3 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to be going ahead and go into our wings here, obviously continuing this pattern out to the sides. We're going to go ahead and go to this lever right here and place down a polished andesite block on top of it. On top of this polished andesite block right here, we're going to place down a lever on it as well and have it flicked in toward the polished andesite block like that. And then coming off this polished andesite block, we're also going to place down a lever as well, just like that on the outside there. We then want to take nether brick stairs, going toward the front, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 nether brick upside down stairs, followed by a polished andesite upside down stair, upside down corner stair coming off that polished andesite stair, and then a polished andesite top side like down the very end there like so. Going toward the rear here, we're going to place down 2 nether brick upside down stairs going back, and then a polished andesite block like that, or polished andesite stair like that on the very end there. We then want to go ahead and go to the space in between here. We're going to go ahead and go from this lever, count 1, 2, and 3 spaces over, and then we're going to place down an iron trapdoor, and this is going to be in the very center here, like so. Once that's all finished there, that is going to complete what we're going to be doing for this layer, layer 3. Go ahead and take that design, copy it over to the other side, and you'll have layer 3 all complete. With that, let's move into layer number 4. Alright guys, going ahead and moving into our next layer, we have layer number 4. Layer 4, we're going to go ahead and start to get into building the bottom portion here of the cockpit. So anyways, for us to go ahead and get started here, we're going to start off by placing down a polished andesite block. That's going to go right on top of this iron trapdoor here. We then want to go ahead and place down a cobblestone block going toward the back from this polished andesite block, and then a polished andesite block going forward from this block with a skeleton skull there on the very end. When that's done there, we're going to go ahead and go to the side here, this middle polished andesite block, place down a block like this side, followed by 1 and 2 polished andesite top slabs going forward, and then a wither skeleton skull there on the very tip. Once that's done, we're going to go ahead and then place down a stone brick top slab, come off this cobblestone wall and this polished andesite block in that corner there. And we then want to go ahead and place down a stone brick top slab coming off this polished andesite block with an iron trapdoor to both sides of that stone brick top slab. And that right there will finish up the inside there. Make sure to take what we did over here on the right side, flip it over to the left side. So once that's done, we're going to go ahead and now focus our attention to our wings. We're going to go and place down a polished andesite block on top of this lever like so. And continuing our pattern with the levers, we're going to place down a lever on top of this polished andesite block, flicking in to connect up to this block. And then come off the side of this polished andesite block, we're also going to place down a lever just like that. Once that's finished there, we're going to go and take our nether brick stairs. We're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 nether brick stairs back, followed by a polished upside down corner stair just like that. Once that's finished, come off this polished andesite block. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 nether brick stairs going forward, polished andesite upside down stair, polished andesite upside down corner stair, and then a polished andesite top slab there on the very end there, just like that to go and finish that off. And here's what it looks like from up above so far. Again, take what we did on the right side over to the left side, and you'll have layer 4 all complete. That's it for layer 4. Let's go ahead and move into layer number 5. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we'll be going ahead and moving into layer number 5. For layer 5, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to be going ahead and placing down a light gray stained glass block that is going to go ahead and go on top of this skeleton skull, just like that. Once that's finished, we're going to go ahead and place down a row of 3 of black concrete going back from that light gray stained glass block. If you do want to create an interior for it, you can go ahead and leave this part hollow, but again, that's if you want to do an interior. For us, we're just going to go ahead and close it off with some black concrete. After that, we're going to place down a cobblestone block here on the end of that row of 3 of black concrete, or that left open space of 3, and then we're going to place down a stone brick top slab on the end of that cobblestone wall. When that's done there, we're going to go ahead and place down a stone brick upside down stair, coming off both sides of this light gray stained glass block, and we then want to take our polished andesite, we're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 polished andesite blocks back, followed by a polished andesite upside down stair here on the back, and they'll be on both sides of this cobblestone block. Once that's finished there, we're going to go ahead and then grab ourselves our skeleton skulls. We're going to place down a skeleton skull coming off the side here of this polished andesite upside down stair. And we want to go and then take our polished andesite blocks, go back 1, 2, and 3 polished andesite blocks like so. Once that's done, come off the center block, we're going to place down a polished andesite upside down stair. And then we're going to place down a iron trapdoor to both sides of that polished andesite stair there. We then want to place down an iron trapdoor going toward the side here, followed by a polished andesite upside down stair, just like that on the end there. When that's done there, behind this polished andesite stair, we're going to place down a polished andesite block, just like that. When that's done, we're going to go ahead and build toward the front here to begin with. We're going to place down a stone block coming off this polished andesite block, followed by a polished andesite stair, and then we want to place down a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 polished andesite slabs going toward the front. We're then going to go ahead and grab ourselves dark oak wood signs, place down a dark oak wood sign on both sides of this polished andesite slab here, and we then want to place down a dark oak wood fence gate coming off of it, followed by an end rod like that to go and finish that off here for the cannons on the tips. When that's done there, going ahead and going toward the back, we're going to take our polished andesite blocks. We're going to go ahead and place down 1, 2, 3, and 4 polished andesite blocks back. We're going to go ahead and then grab ourselves skeleton skulls, and on the inside here, we're going to place down 1 and 2 skeleton skulls like that. And on the outside here, we want to go ahead and grab ourselves an andesite wall. We're going to place down an andesite wall on the side of this polished andesite block, followed by a skeleton skull coming off this andesite wall, and then a skeleton skull coming off the stone block. So it should look something like this there on the side. When that's done there, on the inside, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves some stone buttons and also tripwire hooks. We're going to place down a stone button on the side here, tripwire hook, and a stone button like that. And then on the outside here, we're just going to place down a stone button on these 3 polished andesite blocks, just like that for a bit of detail. And we're going to obviously have both things on both sides. And once that's done, here's what layer 6 should look from up above, or actually, sorry, layer 5 should look like from up above. And anyways, that's it for layer 5. Let's move on to layer number 6. Alright guys, moving on to our next layer, we have layer 6. For layer 6 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to be going ahead and placing down a light gray stained glass block on top of this one right here. We then want to place down a row of 4 of black concrete blocks going back. You can leave a space of 3 here left open in the middle here if you do want to have an interior. And we're then going to place down a stone button on the end here of this 4th black concrete block, which you will need to place. Once that's done, we're going to place down a light gray stained glass block on both sides of this light gray stained glass block here, followed by 1, 2, and 3 black concrete blocks back, a polished andesite block, and then we're going to place down an andesite wall here on the very end. With that all finished there, we're going to go ahead and continue working our way out to the side here. Coming off this section here, we're going to place down 3 polished andesite blocks on top of those 3 polished andesite blocks there. And we then want to place down a wither skeleton skull coming off the polished andesite block here toward the front. Going toward the back here, we're going to place down a item frame and then a red stained glass block in the item frame as well, and then a birchwood sign over it like that. Once that's finished there, we're going to go ahead and take our polished andesite, place down a row of 3 like that across, and then we're going to place down our polished andesite block here in the middle, and then an andesite wall to both sides like so. After that, we're going to go ahead and place down a row of 3 of polished andesite across just like that. Again, going out to the side here, we're going to place down another row of 3 of polished andesite out to the side here again. We then want to go ahead and grab ourselves a chiseled stone block. We're going to place down a chiseled stone block coming off the middle polished andesite block, followed by an andesite wall to both sides of it. Once that's finished, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves some nether brick blocks, and we're going to place down 2 nether brick blocks back along the rear here, followed by a polished andesite block there on the very tip. And on both sides of this polished andesite block, we're going to place down a stone button. Now on the inside here, we want to go ahead and grab ourselves an end rod. We're going to place down an end rod coming off this polished andesite block, and we also want to place down a skeleton skull coming off this nether brick full block, just like that, on both sides there for a bit of detail. Then going toward the front here, real simple, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves a grindstone and also some dark fence gates, or fence posts. We're going to place down a grindstone coming off this polished andesite block here in the middle, followed by a dark oak wood sign here to both sides of it, just like that, again for a little detail there in between the solar panels. And with that all done, that is going to complete layer number 6. Here's what it looks like from above. With that, let's go ahead and move into our next layer, layer number 7. Alright guys, going ahead and moving into our next layer, we have layer number 7. For layer 7, we're going to go ahead and start off by going ahead and going to our cockpit here. We're going to place down a light gray stained glass block on top of this one right here. After that, we're going to place down a row of 3 of black concrete back, unless you want to leave the space open for an interior. On the end here, we're going to place down a polished andesite block, followed by a stone brick slab coming off the polished andesite block, just like that. Once that's done, we're going to place down a polished andesite stair coming off this light gray stained glass block, and then we want to take our polished andesite blocks and go back a total of 3 polished andesite blocks back like this, followed by a polished andesite stair there on the very end. When that's done there, we're going to go ahead and place down a skeleton skull coming off the side of this polished andesite stair, and then a row of 1, 2, and 3 polished andesite blocks back from that skeleton skull. We then want to go ahead and grab ourselves a polished andesite stair. We're going to place down a polished andesite stair coming off this polished andesite block. And then the both sides here, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves a iron trapdoor and place that iron trapdoor on both sides of that polished andesite stair. We then want to go ahead and place down a polished andesite slab coming off the stair to the side, followed by a polished andesite stair coming off that slab like so. Behind the stair, we're going to place down a polished andesite block, and then we then want to go ahead and place down a stone block coming off this polished andesite block here in the middle, followed by a skeleton skull to both sides of that stone block. When that's done there, coming off the stone block going forward, we're going to place down a polished andesite upside down stair, followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Polished andesite top slabs going forward, a dark oak wood fence gate on the end here, and an end rod just like that. And then on both sides of this polished andesite top slab, we're going to place down a dark oak wood sign like that. When that's all done, going back to this space back here, we're going to place down a polished or just a regular andesite wall on top of this chiseled stone block like that. We're going to place down a polished andesite block back, skeleton skull here on the side, and a skeleton skull coming off this that diorite wall, just like that. Or sorry, andesite wall. My bad. We then want to take our polished andesite. We're going to place down a row of 3 polished andesite blocks back. Here on the outside, we're going to place down 3 stone buttons, and over here on the other side, we're going to place down a stone button, followed by a trip bar hook and a stone button like that. And that right there will do it for our side. And once you have that side flipped over to the air side, this is what you should have from up above so far. That right there is going to finish off layer number 7. And with that, let's move on to layer number 8. Alright guys, going ahead and moving into our next layer, we'll be going ahead and moving into layer number 8. For layer 8 to go ahead and get started with here, we'll be going ahead and going to the top of the interceptor, and we want to go ahead and place down a row of 3 polished andesite blocks in this middle space right here, so cover up this open space right there. We then want to place down a skeleton skull coming off that row of 3 polished andesite going off toward the front there, and we're also going to go ahead and place down a skeleton skull on top of this polished andesite stair, just like that on both sides there. Once that's done, we want to go ahead and place down a polished andesite slab to the side here, polished andesite block back, and there a polished andesite slab back like that. We then want to go ahead and place down a polished andesite slab like that, followed by an iron trapdoor on both sides of that slab like so. And that right there we'll do it for the top, and actually also we're going to place down an iron trapdoor right here on top of this block there on the end there, like that. Now with that all finished, we want to go ahead and then grab ourselves our diorite wall. We're going to place down a polished andesite stair like that. We then want to place down 1, 2, and 3 nether brick stairs going forward, followed by a polished andesite block. On the side of this block, we're going to place down a lever, have it flick down to connect up to that wall right there. And then we want to place down a lever here, flipped upwards like that above the stair. After that, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 nether brick stairs going forward, a polished andesite stair like this, polished andesite corner stair, and then a polished andesite half slab like that to go and finish that off. Take the same thing over to the other side, and once you have that all complete, that will wrap up layer number 8. With that, let's go ahead and move into layer number 9. Alright guys, going ahead and moving into our next layer, we'll be going ahead and moving into layer number 9. For layer 9, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go ahead and go to the very tip here of the pod here in the middle, and we're going to place down a iron trapdoor around the middle block like that on top. Once that's done, we want to go ahead and go from the nether brick stair. We're going to go ahead and go over and place down a polished andesite block or stair that goes up like that at an angle. And we then want to go ahead and place down 1 and 2 nether brick stairs going forward, a polished andesite block like this, lever coming off the side of the block facing downwards, and then a lever coming up like that on the end there. Once that's done, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 nether brick stairs going forward, polished andesite stair, polished andesite corner stair, and then our polished andesite slab just like that. Once that's all finished there, that will be basically what we'll have going on there for this layer. Take the same thing, copy it over to the other side, and with that we're going to move into our last final layers, which will be layers 10 and 11, where we'll go ahead and put the top of the top solar panels on, and we'll finish the build off. Alright guys, go ahead and move into our last final layers. We have layers 10 through 11. For these layers, we're going to go ahead and basically just build off of our solar panels here, go ahead and complete them, and they're just like the bottom ones, pretty much the same thing. So to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go ahead and go up from this nether brick stair here and over with a andesite slab. We then want to go ahead and place down a andesite corner stair, followed by a polished andesite stair right after it. We're then going to take our nether brick stairs, place down 1 and 2 nether brick stairs back, followed by a polished andesite block. And on the Side this polished andesite block, we're going to place down a lever face downwards, and then on the other side of the block, we're going to place down a lever facing upwards. We then want to take our nether brick stairs, we're going to place down 1 and 2 nether brick stairs like this back, and then an air polished andesite corner stair there on the rear. When that's done, going ahead and going up again, we're going to place down a polished andesite slab that goes up like this, followed by a polished andesite corner stair. So polished andesite corner stair, a polished andesite stair just like that. And then we want to go and place down 1 and 2 stairs back, so you have a row 3 of stairs, corner stair, and a slab there on top. And then lastly on top is polished andesite block here. We're going to place down a lever and flick it in to connect up to that stair just like that. And once you have that all complete, that will wrap up my design for the TIE /IN, also known as the Interceptor. Overall, really nice build, came out really good, and hope you guys do enjoy it. It's been a while since we've done a Star Wars build, so fun to get around and doing another one of them. Again, a big special thanks to Patreon supporter DerekFrostWestbrook for making this tutorial possible, and again, feel free to check my Patreon page. Link is always down in the video description. Other than that, if you guys do end up using this build, I do ask you guys give me proper credit for it. This be thing from the sign of the build, to link to my channel or this video if this does appear to social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for it, you're free to use it for whatever projects you guys are working on. Overall, enjoy the build, have fun with it, and that's pretty much it for that. Other than that, thank you guys all so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been your 2x4, and I'll see you guys next time.